Right now, the trial for a man accused of sexually assaulting a woman on State Street is underway. Details on what the prosecution and defense said in their opening statements. Also, newly released data shows numbers were down for this year's gun deer season, what the DNR believes may have had an impact on this year's count. And later, it's a day when people are encouraged to donate to charity. We take a look at one local nonprofit and how the donations they receive help the community. Welcome to News 3 Now. Jury members will have to decide if a Madison man is guilty of sexual assault or if the details of the alleged crime don't add up. Opening statements have begun for Ivan Smart's trial. He's accused of sexually assaulting a woman on State Street last year. Brady Mallory takes us to court and shows us how each side is shaping their case. Brady?
Well, we want to warn you that some of these details are hard to hear. Ivan Smart faced a judge today as both sides laid the groundwork of this trial. In July of last year, a woman says Smart and another man grabbed and touched her without consent, forced her into a car, drove away, and says Smart assaulted her. She fought back and got away. Assistant District Attorney Dan Rice's statement focused heavily on the woman's story of trauma and DNA evidence after she reported what happened.
How she was in pain and felt like she had been hit by a bus. And you're going to hear about how she never gave the defendant consent.
Smart's attorney, Adam Welch, questioned the woman's memory from that night.
She told the police she was highly intoxicated, that she only remembers portions of the incident, that her memories are vague.
Getting to this point has been a bit of a journey. In September 2022, Smart was found incompetent to stand trial. However, during a second hearing just a few months later, he was deemed competent and the case was allowed to proceed. Court resumes tomorrow.
To Stoughton now, where police have given the all clear after a bomb threat was made at a middle school. The threat prompted Stoughton School District officials to evacuate River Bluff Middle School shortly after 1:15. Police said in a Facebook post they cleared the building of all threats just before 3:10. Nothing suspicious was found at the school. No other schools were targeted. Neither the district or police shared any information on where the threat may have come from. To a developing story now where a portion of State Highway 19 near Marshall is closed due to a gas leak. It was reported around 4:12 this afternoon in the area of the Medina Town Hall. Right now, Highway 19 is closed in both directions between Hubble Street and Box Elder Road. We Energies is responding to the scene. It's not immediately clear when it will be cleared. Be sure to stay with News 3 Now and channel3000.com for the latest updates as they come in. Meanwhile, another gas leak is to blame for why Madison residents on the west side were forced to shelter in place yesterday afternoon. Firefighters were called to the 2800 block of Kendall Avenue. That's just east of Hoyt Park around 12:20. A pipe was accidentally drilled into, causing the leak. A fire engine was used to block traffic while Madison Gas and Electric crews fixed the pipe. Well, it's going to be another cold night, but will we be warmer tomorrow? Let's check the first warn forecast with Chief Meteorologist Gary Canaldi. Hi, Gary.
Hi, Charlotte. Well, the answer to that is a resounding yes. Even though it doesn't feel like it now, winds will start picking up out of the southwest tonight, and temperatures will actually start rising later on. As we look at the time-lapse from the WISC-TV Skycam, we had bright sunshine for much of the morning, then some thin cirrus clouds started to move overhead during the afternoon, and well, it's not going to have much of an effect on the temperatures, but the southwesterly winds will. This morning, we dropped to 9 degrees in Madison. Janesville was at 10. It's down to 8 below zero in Black River Falls in central Wisconsin. High temperatures today only made it into the lower 20s. Madison 23, Janesville 25. You can see 23 in Lone Rock and 24 at the Baraboo Dells Airport. Current temperatures are just a few degrees below that. Madison's held steady at 20 for the last couple of hours. A few places are in the upper teens. Here in Dane County, we're down to 19 degrees in Belleville, 20 in Middleton, and 20 degrees in Sun Prairie. But you factor in the winds, and we're still looking at wind chills in the single digits to around 10. Those numbers will improve overnight as well. In fact, look for temperatures to hold nearly steady around 20 degrees through much of the evening with variably cloudy skies. But by morning, we'll be in the middle 20s and look for high temperatures well above where they were today. I'll tell you how warm it'll get in just a few minutes.
Well, after a busy holiday travel weekend, respiratory virus season is ramping up. The CDC is predicting about the same number of hospitalizations as last season. Right now, flu cases are rising across most of the country. And while outpatient visits for flu-like illnesses are lower than this time last year, they're still higher than the previous 4 seasons. Health experts say it's not too late to protect you and your family.
Vaccinations will always be the key way to prevent the transmission of any of these respiratory viral illnesses.
So far, more than a third of adults and children have gotten a flu shot this year. Nearly 15% of adults ages 60 and up have also gotten the new RSV vaccine. Meanwhile, COVID cases are on the rise here in Wisconsin. That's according to state health officials monitoring wastewater and hospital figures. So this is a graph from the DHS of statewide averages of COVID-19 in wastewater over time. You can see a gradual increase since June, but since the end of October, there is a sharp increase. There's a more recent increase for Madison specifically. It's hitting the very high category for COVID measurements in wastewater. Quick Trip is recalling some of its fruit cups amid a nationwide spike in salmonella infections connected to cantaloupe. The recall impacts Quick Trip's 6-ounce mixed fruit cups, 6-ounce cantaloupe cups, and 16-ounce fruit trays with sell-by dates between November 4th and December 3rd. The products contain cantaloupe from True Fresh, which could be contaminated with salmonella. If you've bought a recalled product, do not eat or serve it. Just throw it away. The latest data from the DNR shows that hunters killed significantly fewer deer during the state's 9-deer gun season this year compared to last. Hunters reported a total of 173,942 deer harvested during the season. That's a 17.6% decrease from the 2022 season. It's also 11% below the state's 5-year average. Hunters in northern Wisconsin saw the steepest declines.
One thing we have to acknowledge is that, that winter impact that we had last winter, especially for the northern forest and even the northwest part of the central farmland, certainly had an impact on deer populations. And at least in that part of the state, there were probably fewer deer on the landscape than there were last year at this time.
Meanwhile, the DNR reported just 3 gun-related injuries during the season. None of them was deadly. The numbers are in on how many people the Wisconsin State Patrol had to stop over the Thanksgiving holiday. Patrol members were out in full force and managed to give out nearly 600 speeding tickets. There were also reports of nearly 130 crashes. Officers stopped 18 impaired drivers and gave about 390 people assistance on the road. Finally, they handed out 1,000 warnings for minor violations of speeding. Big numbers, but here's a bigger one. AAA estimates around 961,000 people drove over the weekend here in Wisconsin. Today is the biggest day of the year for nonprofits in Wisconsin and nationwide, Giving Tuesday. Amidst all of the holiday shopping, they are asking you to think of donating. The Literacy Network here in Madison provides English language classes as well as individual tutoring sessions to adult students. In the last year, they say they've provided services to a record 1,300 English language learners. And without donors, they couldn't attend to their students' needs.
Some of the students come to us to get their citizenship and to be able to vote. Others come to us to get their GED or HACD to move on to the next level, which is the college.
Last year, the Literacy Network received $17,000 on Giving Tuesday. In the upcoming year, they hope to add a new class to their schedule with any funds that come in. To donate to the Literacy Network or another local nonprofit, just visit channel3000.com. Black Friday, Small Business Saturday, and Cyber Monday may be in the books, but the holiday shopping season is far from over. Despite 3 years of high inflation, the occasional threat of an economic shutdown in Washington, D.C., and increased lending costs, U.S. consumers are still opening their wallets in the post-pandemic era. Adobe Analytics say U.S. shoppers will spend a record-setting $113 billion in e-commerce this November and December. That's a nearly 14% hike from the year before. Social media is also playing a factor.
The toy space as well has a lot of influencers, parenting influencers, showing off what they're getting their kids and really influencing what those top toys of the year that are likely going to sell out.
According to Adobe, Americans spent nearly $10 billion online this Black Friday. Coming up on News 3 Now at 6, Culver's has some new treats to try out this holiday season. Plus, former member of the Team USA Paralympic team gives a lesson on the importance of inclusivity on the playground. We'll be right back.
It's Blaine's Farm and Fleet's Black Friday extended event going on now. Join us for more unbeatable Black Friday-like deals store-wide while supplies last. Like half off these printed and solid throws, $14.99 each. Over 55% off this digital slow cooker, now $29.99. $6 off 36-count Victor Allen's Holiday Brew Cups, $10.99. And load up on your favorite Blaine's chocolate candy, 3 for $9. Don't miss your last chance to save with extended Black Friday-like deals at Blaine's Farm and Fleet.
Think all Medicare plans are the same? Think again. A Medicare Advantage plan from Dean Health Plan gives you the benefits you need with premiums as low as $0 a month. Medical, hospital, and prescription drug coverage comes with $0 copays for primary care doctor visits. And extra benefits can help you save even more. Get preventive and comprehensive dental, $250 for eyewear, and $750 for hearing aids. Plus, you can save on over-the-counter health and wellness items. All this and a free fitness membership at more than 20,000 locations. Call 1-866-249-1748 now to request your free Dean Health Plan Medicare Advantage Guide. That's 1-866-249-1748. Dean Health Plan, right here with you.
Culligan Water takes pride in being your local water experts. We live here, work here, and dedicate our lives to improving our area's water. We deliver the world's best water treatment and the industry's best service to you. Culligan Water, your local water experts.
When you can choose from not one, not two, but 3 power reclining sofas with USB ports and a drop-down table for only $7.99 just in time for the holidays, there's only one thing to say.
Oh, my Bob! Bob's Discount Furniture.
You're watching News 3 Now at 6.
A former member of the U.S. Paralympics team is looking to get the word out about inclusive play on Madison playgrounds. Despite being born with spina bifida, Jill Moore never let it slow her down, competing in multiple national and world Paralympic games. Now she works as an inclusive play specialist, teaching playground designers and park staff how to build playgrounds and spaces that welcome people of all abilities.
And if we're not creating a space for kids, if every ability can play together, then that's not what we're out for. I mean, we want a spot that's truly going to bring the best of everybody's abilities to the forefront.
Inclusive playgrounds are a growing trend. The Southside Elementary Playground was just installed this year, and another inclusive playground at Kennedy Elementary was installed last year. Culver's is bringing back a fan favorite holiday treat, plus introducing a new one this season, and that is the frozen cocoa shake. It joins the frozen cocoa concrete mixer to serve up holiday cheer for customers. Both treats are made with vanilla custard and a hot cocoa mix topped with whipped cream. They're available from now until February 4th at Culver's locations nationwide. Still ahead, why fans of The Late Show with Stephen Colbert will have to wait a while for new episodes to air. Plus, a pair of farmers is calling it a career after half a century. We share their story and all the changes they've seen develop around them. And temperatures will be warming back up, but just how mild will it get? Gary has the complete forecast when we come back.
This week's Hy-Vee hot deals are Campbell's condensed soup, just 99 cents. Red Baron pizza, 3 for just $9. And 8-ounce Hy-Vee Choice Reserve New York strips, only $4.99. Only at Hy-Vee.
SSM Health and News 3 Now would like to invite you and your family to make a colorful connection this giving season.
Go to channel3000.com to download a Time for Kids coloring sheet or find it in November's Madison magazine. Add color and a kind message, then mail it to SSM Health.
They'll share with a hospital patient who can't be home for the holidays.
And you might even see it on News 3 Now. Take time for kids and spread joy to others by making a colorful connection.
Steinhaffel's Cyber Week is here. Get some of the best prices of the season online and in-store. Save an extra $100 off your purchase of $19.99 or take advantage of great deals like a Sealy mattress $199. This dining table only $299. A twin storage bed now $499. Leather reclining sofa just $12.99. And make your new room more affordable with Steinhaffel's 72-month financing. It's the Cyber Week sale. Shop in-store or online at steinhaffels.com.
Nobody wants to think about cold weather, but now's the time to winterproof your home. Is your house cold every winter? Your home needs foam. Are your heating costs too high? Your home needs foam. Do you have different temperatures in different rooms? Your home needs foam. USA Premium Foam is over 35% more efficient than ordinary, weaker insulation. Winterproof now and get 0% financing for 72 months.
USA Insulation.
Never have I ever toured in a rock band.
Yep, I play a mean air guitar.
Never have I ever burnt the holiday dinner.
I have no reservations about making reservations.
Never have I ever put literally every single item in our store on sale, even the items that never go on sale. Every item? Oh, come on.
Join us now through December 24th for our never on sale sale. Only at Rogers and Hollins.
Get everyday Perks prices at Hy-Vee. Bananas, H-Perks price, 39 cents a pound. Hy-Vee shredded cheese, H-Perks price, $1.99. And Hy-Vee butter, H-Perks price, $2.98. Sign up for Hy-Vee Perks today.
You're watching News 3 Now at 6.
A pair of Madison farmers is retiring after nearly 50 years together. A lot has changed in that time, including the landscape surrounding their property on the far west side. Kyle Pozorski has their story.
Well, their family farm located on Mineral Point Road, west of the Beltline, has been in their family since the 1930s. And while it survived, countless developments have gone up nearby.
Satellite images show just how much has changed on Madison's far west side in just the past 20 years.
20,000 cars a day go by here.
New roads have been built, old ones removed, and plenty of new housing coming along with it. Through it all, there's been one constant, the Teese Brothers farm on Mineral Point Road.
It just seemed like to be maybe a time to move on.
Time to call it a career, says Randy. He and his brother Laverne became partners at the family farm all the way back in the 1970s.
We've been together roughly 50 years. The home farm here was bought in 1939 by my father and mother, and they're newlyweds at the time.
Through nearly 9 decades, a lot has changed in the industry as well as the land surrounding them. To the east, the University of Wisconsin buying large swaths of land for a new research park. And to the west, new housing for Madison's growing population. All told, it's left the Teese Brothers as one of the last operating farms on Mineral Point Road, a piece of Wisconsin pride right in the middle of it all.
I could have relocated over years, but I could take a four-wheeler to work in the morning to the farm, and there ain't a lot of people can say that.
The Teese family is planning on keeping the property, but renting out to the farm through coming years to other farmers. The auctioning of their equipment is happening now through next week, Tuesday.
Well, temperatures should warm up for the end of November. Here is Gary with your complete forecast.
Well, it's been cold the last couple of days, but 3 things you need to know. Look for mild weather to return for tomorrow and Thursday with high temperatures at or above 40 degrees. And we'll see above normal temperatures this weekend as well. As we look at the rain chances, though, there'll be some rain and snow chances this weekend into early parts of next week, but there'll also be some dry periods in there as well. Precipitation, for the most part, will be pretty light. I'm not looking for much, if any, snow accumulation. And then temperatures will be back into the 40s as we head into the latter part of next week. Last night, low temperatures were in the single digits through much of Wisconsin away from Lake Michigan. Madison dropped to 9, but it was down to 2 in Eau Claire. Black River Falls dropped to 8 below zero. And that's due in large part to the snow cover across southern Wisconsin. In fact, across the entire state, but it's a very thin snow cover, so enough to get us cold at night. But over the next couple of days, as its temperatures start to get back up above freezing, that snow cover should diminish pretty quickly. Still lake effect snows on the other end of Lake Michigan, and you can see these swaths where there was perhaps as much as 6 to 12 inches of snow down south of Grand Rapids and up toward Traverse City in parts of lower Michigan, upper Michigan near Marquette. Some heavy lake effect snows there, but Doppler track right now shows still some lake effect snows, but generally pretty light. Flurries up in the northern portion of the state, but those will stay up to our north. As we look at the high temperature trend over the next 10 days, though, average high temperature continues to fall from 38 down to 34 by the time we get into the latter part of next week, which is almost the end of the first week of December, but temperatures will go up. We'll see low 40s the next couple of days, drop into the 30s to around 40 degrees through the weekend and the early part of next week, and then temperatures back up into the lower 40s as we head toward the latter part of next week. Much of the country is quiet tonight. The lake effect snows here, some rain in Florida, and then a storm system ready to move on shore in California that'll bring them some welcome rain and mountain snows. But in our part of the Midwest, that's a nice thing to see when it's cold. A warm front out to the west of us. It's moving in our direction. Temperatures right now, still pretty cold on our side of the front, but notice the other side of the front, temperatures compared to 24 hours ago are up by 20 to 25 degrees. And while we're in the 20s here, you can see they're in the 30s out to the west, and our temperatures will actually start rising overnight. Planning your night, look for temperatures, like I say, to hold nearly steady. 9 p.m. temperatures right around 20, give or take a degree or two, probably lower 20s by midnight, middle 20s by the time we get to 3 a.m. with breaks in the clouds from time to time, and then temperatures middle 20s by early tomorrow morning. However, look for these temperatures that will end up around 23 in Brooklyn, 23 in Verona, and 23 in Windsor to climb up into the 40s for tomorrow. Overnight low temperatures 23 in Platteville, 23 in Camp Douglas, and 23 in Wautoma. But tomorrow, mostly sunny skies brings our high temperature in Madison up to 41 degrees. And as we look at the 7 to 10 day first warn forecast, temperatures lower 40s for Thursday, upper 30s for Friday and Saturday. Now, there'll be a chance of rain, snow showers Friday night, rain and snow showers Saturday. Much of the day, though, will be dry. Some chances for rain and snow showers early on Sunday morning, and then again Sunday night into Monday morning. And then after that, mainly dry weather for next week. Temperatures a little colder for Tuesday and Wednesday, warming back into the 40s by the end of the week.
All right, thank you, Gary. All right, now you were taking a live look at a portion of State Highway 19 near the Medina Town Hall, where part of the road is closed due to a gas leak. Right now, Highway 19 closed in both directions between Hubble Street and Box Elder Road. We Energies is responding to the scene. It is not immediately clear when it will be cleared, but be sure to stay with News 3 Now and channel3000.com for the latest updates. All right, in case you haven't heard, Late Show TV host Stephen Colbert is on the mend after he ruptured his appendix. He underwent surgery and is now recovering. Colbert announced on social media he has to cancel this week's shows because of what happened. He also joked all emails to his appendix will now be handled by his pancreas. The Late Show with Stephen Colbert will go into repeats until next week. Colbert also missed some shows last month after he tested positive for COVID-19.
And still to come in sports, Braylon Allen gave Badger fans some mixed feelings today. The junior running back made a huge announcement about his future, and we'll tell you all about it next on News 3 Now at 6.
News 3 Now First Warn Weather is brought to you by Lazy Boy Home Furnishings and Decor.
Discover a shopping and design experience as comfortable as the furniture. Lazy Boy Home Furnishings and Decor. Schedule your free design consultation today.
Do you suffer with pain, numbness, and tingling in the hands or feet? Commonly diagnosed as peripheral neuropathy? Are you taking drugs such as Lyrica or gabapentin that have serious side effects and often do not relieve your symptoms? Your doctor has told you you may just have to live with the pain. Peripheral neuropathy is a result of damage to the nerves, often causing burning, weakness, pain, numbness, tingling, and the most debilitating balance problems. Our facility uses multiple therapeutic methods to help give you relief from neuropathy symptoms with no injections and no drugs. You may start seeing relief after only a few sessions. To determine if your neuropathy symptoms can be relieved, we will do a consultation to evaluate the extent of your condition. Call us today to schedule your neuropathy consultation to find out if you're a candidate for our therapy. Call today.
It's Menard's Save Big Money Sale. All prices after mail-in rebate. Get shockingly good deals. Like this remote-controlled dual outlet, just $4.99. Measured twice and cut once. Pick up a 2-pack of tape measures for just $10.99. A 4-piece utility knife set is only $2.99. Shower and savings with this chrome combo shower head, just $69.99. And you won't believe this one. A 5-piece paint kit is free. That's right, free after rebate during Menard's Save Big Money Sale.
Save big money at Menards.
I volunteer because it's, I think, the right thing to do, and selfishly, yeah, I get a lot of joy from doing it. It's a joy that comes from taking people to where they need to go. Just watch your step coming out. You can't bottle it, you can't buy it. That only comes from volunteerism. When people really need to get to those medical appointments and they don't have any other means, I just look at it as kind of like the least I can do to try to help out.
Score the lowest prices of the year right now at Brothers Main's Black Friday sale. You won't find lower prices anywhere. And enjoy our free delivery. Shop family-owned Brothers Main's low price guarantee on brands like Whirlpool, Maytag, KitchenAid, and Amana. Feel like family. Brothers Main.
Start your new day with the News 3 Now This Morning team, bringing you local breaking news, exploring all that makes our area special, and letting you know what to expect when you head out the door. The Emmy Award-winning News 3 Now This Morning, weekdays.
It is official. After 3 dominant seasons at Wisconsin, Braylon Allen has declared for the NFL draft. The junior reportedly will not play in the Badgers' upcoming bowl game and finishes his career at Wisconsin 9th on their all-time rushing list. The 19-year-old running back averaged almost exactly 100 yards and a touchdown in his 35 games at UW and said in a video on X, "It's always been my dream to play in the NFL, and I believe I'm ready to chase that next step. Once a Badger, always a Badger on Wisconsin." And the Big Ten announced their all-conference awards this afternoon. Hunter Wohler was the headliner for Wisconsin. The junior strong safety was named a second-teamer despite leading all Power 5 defensive backs in tackles. His fellow member in the Badgers secondary, Ricardo Hallman, was one of 4 players in the country with at least 6 interceptions and landed on the 3rd team, while kicker Nathaniel Vakos received honorable mention. Jonathan Taylor is set to undergo thumb surgery. The former Badger is hopefully returning in just about 2 or 3 weeks. JT missed the first 4 games of the season and has racked up 551 scrimmage yards and 5 touchdowns in his 7 games this season. After splitting a pair of non-conference games last weekend, it is back to the Big Ten for the Badger men. Ohio State comes to the Kohl Center Friday and Saturday, and even though the Buckeyes have not won a game in conference play this year, Mike Hastings says they are not to be taken lightly. But his message to his team, it's not about the Buckeyes. It's about getting back to who they are as a squad.
I think what they're going to bring is they're going to be hungry because they're looking for points in our league. And from top to bottom, there isn't a soft weekend when you play in league play, and I don't think that's going to be any different. We've got to go back to just defending our home ice, but for us, we're still focusing a little bit on what we have to do as opposed to who we're playing. But I do think Ohio State's going to come in here with an attitude.
When Kelly Sheffield said that Sarah Franklin might just be the best player in the country, he wasn't kidding. And don't just take his word for it. Frank the Tank was named the National Player of the Week by the ABCA today. Franklin's ferocious week helped the Badgers locked up a 1 seed in the national tournament, meaning they can host each match all the way to the Final Four, assuming they keep winning. She's the first Badger to earn the honor since Dana Retke in 2021.
Wow. Okay. Frank the Tank. That's a good one. It's a real good one. Thank you very much.
Absolutely.
Gary's back with a final check.
A little chilly out there. Live view from the Edgewater Skycam. Skies are partly cloudy. Temperatures right now right around 20 in Madison. A few places are in the upper teens here in Dane County. 20 in Stoughton, 19 in Deerfield, and 20 in Middleton. The wind chills are around 10 degrees.
All right. Thank you. Thanks for joining us. Have a great evening, and we'll see you back here at 10.